Hello and welcome to They Think It's All Rover. Today we are looking at my father-in-law's Saab 900i. This is a H-Reg, so 1989, and he's owned it for many years. This was a local car to him, and it was parked up on the side of the road for sale, tyres deflated and not looking its best by all accounts. And being quite the Saab fan, he didn't want to see this go to waste. And to be fair, it's a good job he saved it, because this is a really good car. So the Saab, I think, the Saab 900 was produced from 1978 to 1998, and it came in the two-door version that we see here. There was a hatchback as well. This one's a saloon, and they did a convertible as well. This one's a 2-litre injection, non-turbo, and again they did do a 2-litre turbo version as well, which I would actually like to get my hands on. So this one is in blue, and to be honest, it's in remarkable condition for its age. It's aged very well. The condition of it is quite cool, and this is down to good maintenance, being cared for, and yeah, just generally being well looked after. So I've driven this car a few times, so I know the car quite well, and also my sister-in-law's partner needed a stopgap car, and so he borrowed this for quite a while, I understand, and it did well as a daily. This car also has featured on television. If any of you watch Sex Education and things like that, you will see that this car is in the background of some of those episodes, along with my Austin Metro as well. And this also is featured in a few other Netflix programs. So if you think you've seen a blue Saab on telly before, this could possibly be it. In terms of comfort, it is really good. The seats are super comfy. Excuse the check strap there. The seats are super good, very comfy. Everything's very clearly laid out on the dashboard. Let's just turn that off. Yeah, very clearly laid out on the dashboard. Everything is within reach of your hands, so you don't really have to take your hands off the steering wheel. And I do believe that was part of the design of this car, was they wanted the driver to be able to use all the features available to them, whilst not having to take their wheel or their eyes off the road for any length of time, really, which was quite a clever thing. So everything is really high up. Some cars, the stereos are down there, or they're sort of these loads of buttons down there to touch, and all the rest of it. But on this one, nope, they're all up above. This one has rear headrests and a rear armrest, and also has rear quarter opening windows. Excuse the headlining, we are going to replace that at some point. But yeah, the rear windows open with those levers at the back. In the front you get kick fit exercise windows, so there's no electric windows here, and you also get power steering, which is really good. So just have a quick walk around now. The boot space is actually quite nice on this car. You'll have to excuse all the junk in the boot. There is a lot of stuff in here. I've been using it, and we've taken it to car shows and whatnot. So just have a quick look. So there is a lot of room in that boot for all of your stuff. And yeah, so you wouldn't really struggle for space. The only thing is, like with most saloons, obviously you've only got a narrow sort of opening there, so you can't get massive boxes and things in. But on the whole, it does take quite a lot of stuff in there. So this has all its original wheel trims, and these are actually stainless steel, so they work really well. I know he's got about 5 or 6 sets of those down in his cellar, and yeah, it just looks really good. This was based on well, the Saab 99 came before it, so this was actually sort of based on the Saab 99, but some things were changed, so you've got like a longer overhang at the front, and this was to meet US safety regulations. The engine, as we'll see in a minute, is also backwards, so I'll show that in a second when we have a look at the engine bay. But yeah, on the whole, not a bad design. The only thing I don't like is actually the positioning of the wheels. It reminds me very much of a car that you may be used to draw in school, you know, where you've got that stereotypical really long front, really long back, and then the wheels kind of in the middle. That's the only thing I don't like. But having said that, this does drive really well, and the handling is superb, which we will find out later when we go for a drive. So let's have a look under the bonnet and see what we have under there. So here we have the Saab with its bonnet up. I love these front opening bonnets like that. I'm not sure what you call them. I absolutely love them. However, they can get in the way. In fact, when I was doing the thermostat on this car, it actually was getting in the way quite a bit. But there we go. So this is your 2-litre engine. I believe it's called a B engine. B standing for backwards. Again, I'm probably going to get corrected, but this is what I've been told and what I've read. But yeah, I think you can go on Wiki and have a quick look on there, and it tells you in greater deal more than I ever could. I'm a British Leyland man, so I don't really know much about these engines. All I know is that it is a very good engine. It's very smooth. The acceleration is nice and gradual. It's not like really in your face and going to throw you in the back of your seat, and it just glides along beautifully. I'll just come around to the other side so we can see that. And there we have the again, something else that I am going to tidy up is this rocker cover, get it all nice and back to black, and maybe grind these down a bit to make them pop as well. So yeah, I do look after this car occasionally for my father-in-law. I give it a polish, you know, wash, wax and machine polish, and it does come up really well, to be honest. This one has a few oil leaks here and there, but for the age, you know, it's really good. I've just recently done the thermostat on it, which was quite easy to do, really. Wasn't too much of a fuss. On some cars you can barely get to them, but the thermostat sits in this section here, and it came off quite well. You just have to undo this section here. There was a bolt there that was a bit stubborn, and unfortunately this bracket broke, but it's just made it easier for next time. It affects it not. It's just made life easier. I think it had corroded in there good and proper. My father-in-law tried to get it off, couldn't. I then tried, definitely couldn't. And then yeah, so I then set about doing the thermostat. It's had an oil and filter change whilst it's been with me as well. So yeah, the reason I currently got this car is because my father-in-law was of ill health, and couldn't drive for a while. So I took it on just to keep it running and give it a run out and make sure that the car was getting used. So yeah, there we go. I don't know a great deal about them. I do know that obviously they come in a turbo form as well. You can get a 4-door version. I think the body shape was changed slightly for American markets, so I think they did a longer front end and a longer back end as well. So there are lots of different things that they did. I would love to have a go in a turbo. After being in this one for a while, I would actually like to get a turbo one on the channel. I do know there's a couple of people in the Southwest Classic Show that actually have turbo ones, so I might be able to persuade them to take me out in one and do a little video on that as well. But yeah, so that's the exterior, the engine bay, the boot, and the interior. I'll just quickly show you the back actually, which is quite nice. So you've got rear headrests, and you've got an armrests for passengers there, which is really, really cool. And again, these seats are super comfy. And yeah, I mean, this is a very much a long distance car. You could sit in here for a long while and not have any kind of backache or issues like that. So it was built very much for, I think, the cruising in mind, which is good. So we'll wrap this car up now, put everything back together, and then we shall go for a drive. A couple of things I do like about the Saab 900 is, one is how the wipers actually do their sweep pattern, and this really cool fasten seatbelts or fasten belts warning light, which obviously harks back to Saab's aviation days. But yeah, the wipers are quite interesting because the driver's blade, because the windscreen's got such a curve, the driver's wiper has to do just that little bit extra. So I'll try and get it in all in view there so we can have a look. And it's really good actually because it's chucking it down here at the moment, and we will it's a good test. So here we go. So as you can see, the driver's wiper just comes around that so much further, which I think is really cool. So here we are in the 900, and we're going to go for a drive. We're just going to talk a little bit about how it drives, how comfortable it is, and just what it's like to live with generally on a day-to-day basis. So as I say in my walk around video, this has a 2 litre 16 valve engine. I'm not sure on the horsepower figures, but it produces enough power to be a very nice comfy cruiser. It overtakes well, there's no real dramas with it, and it's fairly economical as well for a 2 litre, which is really good. Here in Wales we've got all kinds of roads on our doorstep. You know, there's not just the roads like this, the urban roads. You have the country lanes, and we've got dual carriageways, we've got motorways, we've got everything right on our doorstep. So we're quite lucky here that we've got a lot of good roads that we can go and drive. I love going up to the Brecon Beacons to drive. The roads around there are really good. Very fun as well. A lot of roads here in Wales now are 20 miles an hour. There was a big shift, I think it was 2 years ago, or it'll be 2 years ago now, where a lot of the roads that were 30 went down to 20, and then there was a few roads that were actually fairly high speed that have gone down as well. There has been a consultation, and there are roads around the country that have been reverted back to their original speed limit, just because they don't work being 20, and you know, they've looked into it and they've gone, yeah, fair enough, that one is a bit silly having it at 20 mile an hour. In terms of comfort though, the Saab really is a comfortable car. The suspension is really nice. It soaks up bumps really well. You know, it doesn't give any dramas when going over speed bumps or when going over potholes. But you don't really lose any handling because of that soft suspension, or because of the suspension being as comfy as it is. So around the twisties, around the country lanes, it really does hold its own, which is really, really good. I think for long journeys, again, this car is quite good for that. The seats are super comfortable, so I can't see any reason why you couldn't drive, say, long distance to Scotland or to Europe, and you wouldn't feel tired at the end of the journey. I have driven this car a lot, and I must say, I really do enjoy driving it. It's a welcome break from the Metro, that's for sure. I mean, it feels a lot nicer than a lot of modern cars as well, because I find of late some of the newer cars I've been in, the suspension has been really, really hard. You know, I don't know whether that's down to the actual suspension or the low profile tyres that are on a lot of these cars nowadays. But even something like the Qashqai, which my father-in-law also owns, yeah, again, that isn't that comfortable. It does feel very crashy, very hard, whereas this just seems to float over the bumps and the potholes and all the other nasties on the road. My father-in-law owned a Saab 99 prior to this, and he said that the Saab 99 did feel very wallowy compared to the 900. I've never been in a 99, so I can't really confirm that. I mean, I trust what he says. So if any of you do own a 99, do you find that they're quite wallowy compared to a 900? So even though this feels like it glides, it does feel very, very composed. Some of you might recognise around here. So this road takes you up to the Caerphilly Mountain, or the Caerphilly Mountain Pass. It's quite a steep road, but again, the Saab has enough power to get you up there in third and fourth. Again, that's quite a big speed bump, that one, but it feels fine in this. The good thing about living in Wales is if you get up early enough in the morning, it's really nice to just go for a drive, because the roads tend to be quite quiet as well, which is good. So you can actually have quite a nice driving experience. There, you can throw it into a bend and it's absolutely fine. You don't feel like you're going to spin out or anything really. snack bar up here on top of the Caerphilly Mountain. Strangely enough, it's called the Caerphilly Mountain Snack Bar, and they do some really good car meets there that I go to quite a bit. All sorts of cars turn up. You get some high performance sports cars, and you get things like minis and metros. So another question to ask is, what would this be a good starter car for getting into the classic car world, if you like? I would probably say yes and no, based on your age. The reason I say age is because obviously they don't do a small engine in this, so ensuring the 2 litre Saab 900 might be a bit of an issue for younger classic car fans. But if, let's say, insurance is not an issue for people, then the Saab 900 is actually a really good car to start with. It's got masses going for it. It's got comfort, it's got power. You know, some of the higher spec ones have more equipment, and they do get a lot of attention at the shows as well, as I said before. So I would say that, generally these are quite good cars to get started with. I don't think they suffer from anything major. I know on the Saab groups, some crop up that have suffered with rust, but that could just be down to environmental factors, where it's been left, or how long it's been parked, and has it lived by the sea all its life, just general things like that. But generally, Saab owners do seem quite happy with the 900. They don't really moan about much in terms of maintenance costs and whatnot like that. I do believe the design of this is quite unique because the doors actually slope underneath the actual car itself, so you don't get any sort of water ingress and things like that. Is this bird going to move? Out the way, birdie. Yeah, so you don't get water ingress or wind noise through the bottom of the doors and stuff like that, so that's quite cool. Old Astra there, you see many of those about now. This is actually my second lap doing this, because I pressed record, forgot I'd pressed record and pressed it again, think I hadn't pressed it, so this is my second lap. I'm new to the YouTube, and with that in mind, I do only have at the moment 80 subscribers. I have got a video lined up, quite a special video for when I reach 100 subscribers. Won't go into details what it is, but it is quite an interesting car, which I will put out if I reach that 100 subscriber mark. It means so much to me that you guys are watching. I started this channel quite a few years ago. I put one video on and just left it. I didn't really bother with it. But then I've done a few walk around videos at car shows, and I've done a car review on a Mondeo, quite a rare ST, Z-Tech S, sorry. And so my channel is very much in its infancy, but I really do appreciate the 80 people that have subscribed so far. It's a real big thing for me that you guys are interested in my videos, but I would like to reach 100, and I know 100 for some YouTubers is child's play, but we all got to start somewhere, right? But yeah, if we can get that up to 100, that'd be fantastic. So at the bottom of this road, we're coming up to the 470. So for a brief period, we can give it a bit of beans, as they say. for top brake lights, otherwise you'd have none at all. Get a lot of thumbs up when you drive past people in this car. There's an X-Reg Astra there. Nice to see those still on the road. Again. Yeah, I would happily take this car up to Scotland and back in a day, no worries. There is one common thing with these Saabs though, is the dashboard's cracked, and this one unfortunately is cracked. I did see a Saab at a car show the other week, and its dashboard was immaculate. There was not one crack on it at all. I think it's just through heat and cold cycles and things like that. It's very similar to the Austin Maestro and Montego, where they sometimes get dash splits. Again, I think it's just down to the heat, like pummeling itself onto the dashboard, and it doesn't do them any favours. I know when I've seen these on telly and they're in America, they have those mats that go over the top, and I'm wondering if that helps any to stop the cracks and the dashboard getting quite badly damaged. But yeah, on the whole, Saab 900 is a very, very nice car to drive, you know, and I would definitely love to own one, albeit maybe with the spicier engine. But this is quite capable of doing what it needs to do, so that's good. So I think we shall end this video here. Sorry I haven't talked too much about the history of the car, but there is quite a substantial amount of information on the old interwebs about these cars. I just like to talk about my own personal experience, and then obviously because this is a family car, I know of it quite well, so I can, you know, speak from experience, having driven it quite a few miles. But yeah, let's see if we can get me up to 100 subscribers, which would be brilliant, and then I can put that video out that I haven't yet filmed, by the way, but as soon as we get near, I will start arranging to get that video filmed. But thank you ever so much for joining me, and that red light signifies the end of this video. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!